Hello, 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 and good morning, all my viewers and fans. First of all, this morning, I want to thank you guys for being such a support. Um, of course, I do this just to help people out, but I do appreciate the viewers, those who follow me, those who watch me, those who are taking the information that I'm putting out there. Thank you for the support. I appreciate you. Okay, so this morning, um, I want to talk about what it feels like or what it's like to be in the presence of a man who carries greatness. What is it like to be um, in the presence of a man like that? So when I say, I just want to get some clarification. When I say in the presence of a man with greatness, or in the presence of a man who is powerful or who has power, resources, a man who knows who they are, a man who's confident in who he is, where he's going, what he wants. There is a strong differences in those kind of men. So for the purposes of this video, I'm not talking about all men. And when I say men, because I hear a lot of women, and you probably agree with this, many women say, I want a real man. I want a real man. I want a man that is heterosexual. He only likes women. He has his money together. He's a go-getter. He's a provider. He's a protector. He knows how to handle me. He knows how to talk to me. So when women say, this, I want a real man. I want a man that knows how to be a man. Okay. So first, ladies, you have to realize you're only going to get what's available to you in your environments and in your surroundings, where you're placing yourself. So if you're always placing yourself at a club or a sports bar, you can expect majority of those guys are probably not going to be what you're looking for. Excuse me, my light just went off. Put this other one on. And you're probably not going to get what you're looking for. Okay? But if you position yourself, watch the last video that I just posted. I'm trying to remember what I labeled that video. The last video I just posted, positioning yourself to meet great people. Positioning yourself to meet great people, not just men, but even women, because sometimes you can meet a great man and it came through a network or a connection that you had with a female, so positioning yourself to meet great people. Watch that video. But, don't expect to meet greatness on Plenty of Fish or Bumblebee or Tinder or, because those are really, really slim chances. But back to being in the presence of a man. You will know when you're in the presence of a great man. And I don't mean great man just as in a friendship or associate. I mean a great man as you're attracted to him and he's attracted to you. He is attracted to you. You will know you're in the presence of a great man, a man with greatness, because just simply being in his presence pulls something out of you. Things that you may not have known were even there, or maybe were dormant, or maybe you thought was dead. But he'll pull things out of you. He'll cause you to want to work. He'll cause you to want to work for him. So, example, a man, and this is my experience, anytime I'm around men that have greatness and are walking in that greatness. They don't just have it, they're walking in it. They're doing it. They're handling that thing in all aspects. Those kind of men. Okay? Not the men who, they don't know how to talk. They're overly conservative. They're shy. They don't really hold a job too much. They have 3, 4, 5 baby mamas. We're not talking about those kind of men that you probably meet at the club or somewhere. I don't know. These are men that I hear women saying they want. So you saying you want this man, I want to explain to you what it's like to be in the presence of that kind of man, and especially if he's attracted to you. So when I get in the presence of a man with greatness that's attracted to me, he pulls things out of me like servanthood, submissiveness. He pulls submissiveness out of me. He doesn't have to try to force it or talk to me or tell me how to submit or how to be submissive. It's automatic. You automatically want to be submissive. You automatically want to work for him. Why? Because of his greatness. He has it together. So if this great man is in your presence, he understands certain concepts and he has certain habits and certain standards about himself, so he will carry you and handle you differently. Meaning this man has his money together. He would never ask you for anything or expect you to pay anything, because that's a different standard of a man. So when you have this man who's paid for everything, and I don't mean just house and stuff, like I'm talking about dating, or not even dating. Maybe you just met and you've only seen each other a few times. But you go out wherever you go. If you're grabbing something out the store, he pays for it. If you pull up together and to grab some gas, he pays for it. He pumps it. He makes sure you're safe and all that. When you get out of, when you go just to have lunch or something, he covers everything. And things that you don't even think about. If he sees that you need something or something would benefit you, he does it without you even asking. Even if you didn't realize you needed it, or if you knew you needed it, but you were looking elsewhere and he saw it, he automatically takes care of that. And it makes you want to work. I'm trying to explain it the best way that I possibly can, but until you actually experienced it, you may not really understand what I'm really saying. Okay, so, and that's not to say these men are perfect. So I'm going to use my kid's father for an example. We haven't been together in decades. Our kids are all adults. They're grown. Okay, but even now, if I see him and I'm in his presence, or we're doing business together, doing whatever we gotta do for the kids, or if we had, because our daughter, she's still in college and we're still buying cars and paying tuition and doing a lot of things. So, but even when I'm in his presence, he's not perfect by far, and obviously so, because we never got married and we never, we never we didn't make it. So obviously things were not perfect. Okay, but even still, through the things that we went through, the trials, the hurts, whatever we went through, he's still a great man. So when I get in his presence or whatever, I don't have to worry about anything. Everything is covered, including the way he speaks to me. The way he speaks to me is from a higher authority position. Like he understands his position as a man. He understands what his responsibility is as a man. And not to me because, we're not together. We're not married. I'm not his woman. But he still understands his standards and who he is as a man, what his responsibilities are. And you can't take it from him. He won't let you. So I automatically, whatever you need, he's paying for everything. So what does he draw out of me automatically? And because we're not together, sometimes I have to wield that. I have to pause that. I have to like back off of that. But it automatically draws out of me. Okay, so we go to the car dealership or whatever. Okay, he's you know paying for everything, da da da. So he want the office person or whatever brought him some coffee, and as soon as he looked at it and he started mumbling the coffee, they didn't even fill it all the way up, and this doesn't taste. Let me get that. He didn't have to say anything. The moment that, well, to me, he didn't have to say anything to me. The moment he said that he was displeased with his coffee, I automatically took the coffee and made a whole different type of coffee just the way he likes it. Sat it there. Okay, he's driving and eating at the same time. Okay, crumbs are dropping all over. you know, so what do? Automatically, I just start, while he's driving, I just start moving things around in the car, cleaning them up, there's crumbs and stuff, and just doing the things that he naturally draws out of me. But then I had to check myself, wait, I'm going to leave them crumbs on your lap. I ain't your woman, and we ain't been together in 20-something years, or whoa, 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 whoa. But he automatically pulls that greatness. And like I said, and he's not perfect, none of that, but that's the type of things that a great man will make you do automatically. And you may feel nervous if you're not used to submitting. You may feel nervous doing certain things, because you're not used to being around men who have power, or men who have large amounts of money, or men who have their stuff together, understand their role, understand, their standards, who they are, what they want, what they don't want, what they're willing to do. But when a man with power steps in, he can afford anything he wants. He can have any female he wants. He can go anywhere he wants. He can do whatever he wants. So when a man like that is attracted to you, and he comes in your presence, and you start feeling nervous, or you start feeling jittery because you don't know what he expects. You don't know what he wants from you. You don't know how to respond to that. Well, this is that video. When you feel that being drawn out of you, and you're nervous, and you don't know how to respond, what he's expecting, what does he, relax. Whatever is naturally being drawn out of you through that man, flow with it. Flow with it naturally. Because the things that he's looking for and looking at, it'll come out naturally while he's watching you do what you do. And so that's my experience when I get around men of greatness. They're usually very, very well dressed. They usually don't have any financial issues, and they usually just want your company. I mean, they just want your femininity. But it's only natural if they're covering you mentally, emotionally, financially. If they're doing those things, it's only, well, shoot, you paying, like if you out with a girlfriend, well, you paying for everything, well, let me get the tip. You paying for everything, well, let me drive. I got the gas. The same thing with a man of stature. If he's doing all these things, well, shoot, if he's driving and he got too many things going on, well, open his drink for him. You know what I'm saying? Or if he's put you in the car and first and closed the door, then reach over and open his door for him. You just return. It's reciprocal, but it's automatic. Those kind of men automatically bring it out of you. Every man cannot bring that out of a woman. There are men, and again, like even my ex-husband, when I was married, that was one of the things he would say was, he wanted me to need him, or he wanted me to, it was certain things he wanted me to do, but he didn't draw it out of me. I could do it out of my own strength and just do it, because I know it's the right thing to do. But when you're doing it like that way, when you're doing it just out of logic because you know it's right, then it probably won't last too long. But when you have a man that naturally draws that out of you, you do it automatically without even thinking about it. And it doesn't feel like work. It doesn't feel logical. It's from the heart. You want to do for this man because he got you. He got all of that covered. What else is there to do but to serve him, but to submit to him, but to carry him, have his back and do what you need to do for him, because that's taking care of you. So those type of men automatically pull that out of you. I could be at an event. I could be in a store. I could be, when those kind of men approach me, not all of them, majority of, they draw something out of me. They draw something out of me automatically. And that's what you will experience when you run into that man of greatness, the one you're saying that you want, that has all this together. Well, continue working on yourself and getting your stuff together. Continue becoming that woman that you need to become and be, mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, financially, all of those areas, to match that kind of man. So you'll have the confidence inside of yourself. You'll be very confident, not arrogant, not conceited, but you'll be very, very confident, and you'll know what to do when those men approach you. That's whether they're in the public eye, whether they're millionaire, multi-millionaire status, whatever, their thing is. Yeah, they automatic. That's how you know when they pull it out of you automatically. Yeah. So hope that kind of gave you some good information as far as dealing with those affluent men who don't have limitations. That's how they carry themselves. That's how they act. Their standards are different. The way they think is different. The way they move is different. And so, hey, roll with it. And until next time, talk to you later.